Alright ladies, this screencast is going to pick up kind of in the middle of central powers versus state powers. So we discussed in class that the three branches are going to be established: the executive branch, the legislative branch, and the judicial branch, with each branch having power to limit the other two in some way through a detailed system of checks and balances. This prevents one branch from becoming too powerful. The other thing that is kind of compromised in the Constitution is just the fact that the central government now needs to be established as the supreme government in the United States, meaning they should be more powerful overall than the state governments are individually. So the Constitution and the whole national government will be the supreme law of the land. The national government will now be allowed to impose taxes. It will be allowed to regulate trade. And the elastic clause, which is formally known as the necessary and proper clause, but you can definitely know it as the elastic clause. The elastic clause is included in the Constitution to give some flexibility to the federal government and allow it to grow and change over time as needed. This is just in case, the Founding Fathers could not have predicted every single thing that the American government could be met with in future years, and so this way it could be given a little bit of a loophole to allow it to change over time as necessary. Okay, so in terms of debating ratification, we now have the official Constitution written, but we do not have the official Constitution officially ratified. They have to kind of vote on it and accept it as an overall group. So what was decided at the convention, so ratification would mean like overall approval, and they would officially pass it and accept it if they ratify it. What was decided at the convention before the Constitution was finished, that once it was finished, the convention would need a 2/3 majority, which is 9 out of 13 states. 9 out of 13 would have to officially approve the Constitution for it to become ratified. And the issue is that there are still kind of people on two different pages with this. You have kind of two groups emerge: the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists. Now, the Federalists were those people who supported the Constitution as is. They were gung-ho about getting the Constitution ratified. They loved it. They think it was a good balance of the central government to have a little more power. Whereas the Anti-Federalists are going to be the group that oppose the Constitution. So the reason the Anti-Federalists oppose the Constitution is they just feel that individual rights are not protected in the Constitution, and they're still afraid of the government from becoming a little too powerful and infringing upon those individual rights. They want to see a list of rights protecting individual freedoms and liberties, also more commonly known as a Bill of Rights, okay, which should kind of ring a bell. And so, essentially, they demand a Bill of Rights be added to the Constitution, and that's the Anti-Federalists who demand it. And the Federalists immediately agree. They say, if you want a Bill of Rights, we can add one. The Bill of Rights will be agreed upon. It's the first 10 amendments to the Constitution. The Bill of Rights is the first 10 amendments. Those are the first 10 formal changes made. And they just basically list out the rights of each citizen, okay, that is protected under the government. The government cannot infringe upon those rights. After the Bill of Rights is accepted, both sides will agree to officially ratify the Constitution, and the Constitution of the United States becomes the official law of the land. And we will pick up with George Washington in class tomorrow and his presidency. So just please write down any questions you have, and I will see you all tomorrow.